Let's explore the update operation in this video. So here we have got our account controller class, which has few methods like insert accounts, insert account, get all accounts, print accounts, and get account size. And we can insert a new account record using these methods or using this class. So I'm going to create a new account record and then I'm going to modify that account record using the update operation. So let's open our anonymous window. I'm going to delete everything here. Let's build a new account record. So this is a new account record that I want to insert. And to insert it, either I can directly call my insert statement here, or maybe I can use my Apex class named account controller. So I'll call this class and then I have a method called insert account which accepts an instance of account record. So let's call this method and pass our ACC instance or ACC variable here. I should be able to insert my account record using this statement. Let's execute it. And maybe let's execute our SOQL query again, and we have got our SFDC Facts account. Now I want to change the name of this SFDC Facts account to maybe SFDC Facts Academy. So remember, we can also update our records using the update operation. But here the catch is, first we need to identify the record that we want to update. So we need to build our SOQL query to actually get one single record that you want to update. Or if you want to update the bunch of records, then you need to update your query to get all those necessary records. Here I only want to update this SFDC Facts record. So what I'll do, I'll use a where condition, and my where condition includes the name equals to SFDC Facts and phone equals to the phone value that we have just given. I think it's this one. And then let's execute it. So now we are getting one single account record, and we also know the ID of this record. And this ID is very important when you work with the DML operations in Apex. Without this ID, you cannot update a record, or you cannot delete a record, or you can also undelete a record. This is very important when you deal with updation, deletion, and undelete. However, if you want to insert a new record, then you don't need a ID. A ID is something that Salesforce creates by itself when you insert a new record. So we can use this SOQL query to actually identify our record, and then we can modify it. So let's open our anonymous window. Here, first let's get the list of account using our SOQL, and we have already seen it. Let's call it accounts. We can define our SOQL right here, and this is the SOQL that we are writing. And this SOQL is going to return one single record. So although we know that it's going to return one single record, so we can either use directly our account instead of using the list of accounts. But for some of the orgs, let's say if you have two different SFDC Facts account record with the same name, then you will get multiple records as well. In that case, this statement will fail because you need a list to capture all the possible results. So I'll keep it as a list of accounts for now. And once I'll get this list, then I'm going to modify all the account records that I have in this list with a different name. So what I'll do, I'll simply iterate over this list using a for loop. And within this for loop, I'm going to change the name of the account. So I'll simply do acc.name equals to Academy. That's it. Once you will do it, your account instance or your account object is updated. Now you need to commit this change back to your database again. or you need to push these changes to your database again. How can you do that? For that, it's again very easy with Apex. You'll simply need to use a update statement, and then either you can pass one single record that you want to update or a list of records that you want to update. In our case, we already have a list of accounts, so we are going to update all our accounts, although this list will only have one single record, as we have seen that this SOQL is returning one single record. So I'm going to comment my existing code, and then I'm going to execute the rest of the code. Let's see our DML operations. We see that one of the row is updated. We executed one DML statement and one DML row was updated. We already have a SOQL query to retrieve our result. So let's refresh this result. And now we are not getting any of the result because we don't have any of the account with the name SFDC Facts. However, if you change it to SFDC Facts Academy, then we should get our results because we have recently changed our account name to SFDC Facts Academy. So this is how you can update your records using Apex. Instead of insert, you need to use update, and make sure that these account or these record list has a valid ID. If you do not have a valid ID, then you cannot update the record. And very similar to the insert statements, we also have got a database.update method as well. And this database.update method gives you more granular control on these records. So if you want to allow the partial success, you can use this database.update method and make the second parameter as false, which is called all or none parameter. If you make it false, then the partial success is allowed. If you make it true, then it's the same thing as this update statement. So let me write a comment here. Awesome. Now one more thing. Here in our SOQL query, we are retrieving ID, name and phone from account objects record, right? What if I want to update the rating of your account? So let's say, let's actually get the rating in our SOQL query here so that we can see the results. What is the rating of SFDC Facts Academy account? It's blank for now, right? So, and actually we need to change our query here because now our account is named with SFDC Facts Academy. So my point was, what if you want to update the rating of this account? Can you do that? Can you write like acc.rating equals to hot? Is this statement valid? Yes, it's definitely valid. You can update all the fields of that particular account if you have got an ID of that particular account. If your account record or any of the record does not have a valid ID, then you cannot do any kind of update operation. But if you have the ID, then you can update any of the field value. And I'll show you that now. Let's comment one of the update statement and let's execute our code. And let's execute our query as well. And this time our rating is hot. Now let's do one more thing. Let's try to update an account without an ID. And this is only possible when that particular account does not exist in the account object record table. So we are going to uncomment our code here. And instead of inserting this account, what I'll do, I'll directly call the update statement on this account. And let's see if we can do that. So let's select this code and click on execute highlighted. And here we have got an error and it says missing argument, ID not specified in update call. So that's what I was saying. You need an ID to update your account record. So you can actually change it and you can update your account record if you get the ID. So if you define a ID here, then you can actually do it. So let's give some dummy ID to it. Will this work this time? Let's see. So here it says invalid ID because this ID is invalid and you need an actual Salesforce record ID to update that particular record. So what we can do, we can copy this ID from our SQL query result and then we can paste it here, and maybe this time let's change the rating to warm. Instead of hot, let's change it to warm, and we'll change the name back to SFDC Facts from SFDC Facts Academy, and we'll simply call the update statement. So do you think it's going to work this time? Let's click on execute highlighted, and we were able to successfully update our record, I guess. We can cross verify it just by refreshing this grid here, but it's not showing any result. The reason being our account name is updated again and we have got it right here. Our name is changed and our rating is also changed. So you can call your update statement like this as well. Just make sure that it has a valid Salesforce record ID, and then only you will be able to update your record. So this is all in this video. In the next video, we are going to explore the delete statement in Apex.